everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Hope you're doing great today, having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thanks a lot for being here. I am drinking my morning cup of tea. I'm actually choosing decaf today. It's a puka tea, and it's called Rooibos and honeybush. Now, rooibos, I think we've talked about this before. It's a caffeine-free tea. It comes from South Africa, but I really love the packaging on this. It says, "A copper red charm of organic earthly delight." There are marketing people that sit there and make this stuff up. I'm telling you, I used to be one of them. But honestly, earthly delights. So, what are my earthly delights? Well, of course, good health is my earthly delight right now, and it's every day you just hope that you are doing the right things for your body to keep you healthy and strong. But I've got my rooibos and honeybush tea. It's hiding in there. And cheers to everybody. Hope that you've got a cup of tea or coffee too, and that you're feeling okay. You're feeling good. Now, we have some fabulous bloggers on 60andMe, and Peg Doyle is one of them. And she writes many articles about wellness and well-being and just taking steps to sort of a lifelong wellness plan. And she wrote an article on this that was kind of reflective, and I wanted just to kind of discuss it with you and just give it my own twist so that you can just apply it to your own lives if you can. And that's how I love these articles that we publish for you to be. We have on our website 60andme.com just hundreds and hundreds of articles on every topic from well-being to nutrition, brain health, travel, beauty, fashion. We've got caregiving, money, financial security. We have a game section on there, which is good for the brain. And also we've got other sections on all kinds of topics of interest to you. That's what we've tried to do, is to make things that are of interest to you. And well-being is one that comes up over and over, because honestly, without good health, we're in trouble. So anyway, Peg's article is really good. She basically says, that medicine has done a really great job of keeping us healthy, even though our health is not so good. That we have been beating ourselves up with processed foods and sodas and things that have lots of sugar, salt, that have not done our bodies good. But modern medicine is keeping us healthy. And, we maybe you take medicine for a chronic situation. I take blood pressure medicine. And, we were using technology and medicine to actually keep us well. So I guess the question, though, is what's your life going to be when you're 70, when you're 80, 90? The things you do today are the ones that are going to be impacting that life. And so any changes that you need to make for that time in your life, you need to make them now. And I think that's the message from this article, is when you shift to better eating and a healthier lifestyle, you're actually investing in your longevity. So I guess the question then is, what is it to eat well? What does it to mean? So it means, in Peg's opinion, and I think she's got the right idea, is to eat quality nutrients, plant-based foods. So beans, lentils, vegetables, fruits, things like nuts and seeds. I mean, there are like probably 4 or 5 categories that are really, really important, and they should be from the ground. Things that come out of the ground naturally. So if you have a market in your town, that's wonderful. You can go and buy things that are in season and that are really nutrient rich, good for you. And things like eggs, that's a very natural product too. But even cheeses and products that are dairy products are often overproduced. So if you're fortunate enough to live in a place where you can buy from the farmer or from a local farmer's market, I mean, I know sometimes it can be a little more expensive, but it's really, maybe eat less and and not waste food in order to buy a little bit better quality food. Clean water, and that's a good one to remember too, that just plain old water. I think it's really a reminder for all of us that some of the things that help us the most with our good health are actually the simplest things. We don't have to overcomplicate it at all. Now, there are some nutritional healing protocols, that Peg talks about, and you should check out her website because she's got a lot of really good information about assessing your current situation and then building a plan, to actually to positively supplement it if there's a gap, and only one of those steps in this protocol for good healthy living has got to do with food. The rest has got to do with, lifestyle, stress, um, uh, you know, um, exercise. Those are the types of things that really do apply to changing your healthy infrastructure, your engine of your body. So food is really important, but it's only one aspect of our whole, nutritional well-being. And for Peg actually has a couple of books that you can also download that talk about how to, get that checklist together and sort of go through it step by step, so that you're not just focusing on one thing, that you're actually looking at your life and at your health holistically. I've only recently started to do that myself here in Switzerland. I've been here now 5 years, and it's a very focused country when it comes to nutrition and food. Right near my house, well, it's walking distance, is a farm where you can buy vegetables right from the farm. It's like a bio farm. In other words, they don't use a lot of preservatives in growing the vegetables. And they also have this really cool thing where you can go and take a bottle, and they have like a pump that you can actually pump the milk. And it's like from the cows are in the back, and then you can just literally pump the milk, and it's not processed. But of course, some people have a point of view about that. But I don't drink that much milk. I use it in cooking, or I make a drink. But it's just another way of being connected to your food, having a source for where it came from. It's really interesting. Jamie Oliver did a test in the UK. He's a chef in the UK. And he did a test a few years ago to ask children, what was this, a parsnip or a tomato? And kids didn't know. They just didn't know what a tomato was. They didn't know the difference. And I think that got him off on a real initiative to educate children. He does a lot of work in the schools now. Anyway, I'm kind of digressed, but I think it's really important to know that fresh food is obviously the choice if you can. Maybe you've got some tips on this. Do you use frozen foods? Because I know that many people love frozen food because of how it's packaged so quickly, and it captures all the nutrients right away. So maybe instead of tins, you can buy frozen if you've got a good freezer. But anyway, the next thing is to eat simple whole foods. You don't have to make it fancy, mix it up. Just simple whole foods, simple nuts, simple vegetables. It's all very well to add cream sauces and all those other fancy things for a little bit of a treat or luxury. But if you think simplistically about your food, I think that's the approach. That's the way that I take it. I also try to mix up my vegetables. I love, for example, broccoli, but don't have broccoli every night. Maybe have obviously carrots one night, or have spinach. Mix because every vegetable has its own unique set of nutrients that our body needs. So try to buy small quantities. In fact, that's one thing about Europe that I like, is a lot of people shop daily. They literally go out today for their shopping for tonight's meal. And it's very simple cooking, very straightforward. So that's another thing that Peg talks about too, in terms of eating simple whole foods. Now, Peg also talks about, this is all now moving away from food and getting into this wellness lifestyle. And that's all about exercise, movement. And we've talked about this 1,000 times. And I don't need to remind you that it's really good just to get out there and move. And, just whatever you like to do. Go dancing, go walking, go swimming, whatever you do. But it's important to do whatever you like and do it a lot. If you like yoga, do it. If you like to climb, walk, hike, do it. Another thing that, in terms of the process, the protocol for healing that Peg outlines, is to reduce stress, chill. How many times have you told yourself that? When these 100-year-old people look back and they give us their advice on how they managed to live so long, a lot of it's around, just don't sweat the small stuff, please. Just let it go. Don't worry. Gosh, it's like I always laugh and say, try not to worry. Well, trying is stressful, but it's just worrying is going to cause stress. It's one of those add-on elements to your healthy well-being. And then another thing related to that is to just try to focus on the positive. Cut out all the negative stuff in your life. That includes people. It includes places. It includes work, jobs. All the things are making you feel negative. Try to eliminate them. And find the things that make you laugh. Find the people that make you feel positive. And if, there's some people that just don't seem to be able to get over that. So let them be and just gravitate towards the things that are funny. And if you can't find friends, go to a comedy night, go online, just find people that are going to make you laugh. That's super important too. And I think the very final thing, and Peg mentions this and I talk about it too quite a bit, is to really find purpose in your life. Doesn't have to be a big deal. You don't have to join the Peace Corps, join some kind of big charity organization. You don't have to, make it a big deal. It's just finding something that gives your life purpose. And you can be inspired by groups on Facebook and YouTube. People are doing some really cool things with the simplest things. For example, there's a guy, I watched a video. He's a hair stylist, and he goes into the streets and just cuts hair for people that don't have the money or are homeless. He just volunteers his time and cuts hair. That's a bit brave and bold, I suppose, if you don't, you're not a strong person. But it's just taking the skills that you've worked so hard all your life to develop and do something with them. Just give back. Simple or profound, just do it. Do something that makes you feel good. And I think with those things, with getting rid of stress, exercising, cutting out the negative, doing something with purpose, and having food, good food, those are the 5 things really that you need to think about. And I hope that it doesn't feel like a repeat of what you already know yourself, because I have to tell myself these things all the time. And I'd love you to tell me, which of those steps, which of those 5 things do you do the best? And which one do you think needs the most improvement? I know for me it's exercise. I think I'm doing food pretty well, but I need exercise. So what's the thing that you're doing best and the thing you need to improve? I hope that this has been great discussion for you. I'd love to see your comments down below in the comments section, your feedback, and let's have a conversation, help each other out here. So just tell us, what are the things that are, you're already doing well and the things that you need to improve. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take very good care. Do something good for yourself. Feel good. And I'll see you all again soon. But have a very good day. Take care. Bye-bye.